Time shapes everything we do and everything we don't. But what is it really? Can it be bent? Broken? Is time the same for everyone? Is it linear or circular? Can we travel through it? And how do our brains even process it? Welcome to All About Time, your gateway into the many dimensions of time. I'm Milena, scientist, educator, and creative explorer of the unknown. Together with mythological and fictional beings and our incredible guests, I'll guide you through time as it appears in mythology, art, physics, psychology, neuroscience, history, philosophy, fiction, spiritual traditions, mysticism, self-growth, and more. From ancient legends to cutting-edge research, sci-fi adventures to cultural rituals, we're setting off to explore one of the most mysterious forces in the universe. Join us on this extraordinary journey. Who are you?
I am the Serpent-Dragon, coiled across ages, woven through myth and memory. I was born before the first clock ticked, before Chronos was named. Time runs through my scales and dreams in my coils.
Wise one, I've traveled far across realms of science and story, seeking to understand time. Will you speak with me?
Ah, Seeker, I have seen time spin in spirals and shatter in silence. What do you wish to know?
Everything. But let's begin with the myths. Where did time first appear?
In myths, time is not counted, it is lived. Chronos was time itself, ancient and endless. Chronos devoured his children so time could not surpass him. A tale, yes, but also a warning.
And what of time's loops and trickery?
In the old tales, time bends. The Hindu Yugas stretch across eons. Celtic fairy rings turn hours into centuries. In Chinese stories, a single mountain night means 100 years have passed. Time is a trickster.
Are there guardians of time in these old tales?
Yes, the Norns, the Norse weavers of destiny. One threads the past, one measures the present, one cuts the future. And there is the great serpent Jormungandr, who encircles the world, bound to time's end. When Thor battles him, it signals Ragnarok, the twilight not just of gods, but of time itself.
So time is more than a straight line.
It is a wheel, a dance, a tide.
What do artists see in time?
They see its dreams. Salvador Dalí, in The Persistence of Memory, painted melting clocks to show how time warps in the dream world, elastic, fluid, disoriented. Renaissance artists, in contrast, placed hourglasses beside skulls and extinguished candles, reminding viewers that time is finite, a vanitas of mortality. Later, the Serbian performance artist Marina Abramović transformed time into a physical ordeal. In her piece, the artist is present. She sat in silence for hours, inviting strangers to sit across from her. Time became not just measured, but felt, stretched through presence, repetition, and vulnerability. In art, time is emotion given form.
Time captured in brushstrokes and breath.
Or released.
How have we shaped time?
Calendars rewritten, each one a mirror of power and belief. From Babylon to Rome, kings carved time to their liking. Hourglasses guided sailors through stormy seas, marking moments when stars were hidden. Monks in stone towers rang bells into the night, dividing prayer and labor, sanctifying time itself. And when steel rails stretched across continents, time cracked open. Local noon no longer mattered. Time zones were born, stitched together by timetables and the ticking of progress. Humanity tames time, but only on the surface. Beneath it still runs wild, ancient as rivers, silent as stars.
Beneath, it still flows wild?
Like me.
What do philosophers say?
They ask, what is time? And time laughs. Augustine knew it but could not explain it. Others claimed time was an illusion, or eternal return. Some see it as a story told differently in every culture. A Romanian historian of religion and fiction writer, Mircea Eliade, spoke of three kinds of time, each shaping how we live and remember. First, there is sacred time. This is the time before time, the time of beginnings. It is cyclical, not linear. It does not move forward. It returns again and again, like the moon, like the seasons, like me. In sacred time, the past is never gone. It can be re-entered, relived, rebirthed. Through ritual, through myth, your ancestors stepped out of history and into eternity. Each new year, each solstice, each sacred rite was a recreation of the world, the moment when chaos became cosmos. In sacred time you do not age, you awaken. Then there is profane time. This is the time you wear on your wrist, the time of calendars, deadlines, and decay. It is linear, moving ever forward, never repeating. It is the time of your workdays and wars, your birth certificates and obituaries. It is the time of forgetting, for once a moment passes, it cannot return. You race through it, thinking it is all there is. But I tell you, it is only one surface of a deeper pool. And between them there is a third thread, what the scholar calls festive or ritual time. Ah, yes, a threshold, a shimmering bridge, a time when the sacred pierces the veil of the profane. In festivals, weddings, funerals, and sacred meals, you dip back into the primordial. For a brief heartbeat, you remember. Even now, in your modern cities, when bells ring or candles flicker, you return unknowingly to the eternal dance. You touch the sacred, though you have forgotten its name. These are the three faces of time. Sacred, the eternal return. Profane, the endless march. Festive, the crossing between. I have moved through them all. I have watched your kind move, forget, and remember again. And now you too must ask yourself, which time are you living in? And which time is living in you?
So time isn't just one thing. It lives in layers.
Yes, and we, like myths, move between them all.
So truth depends on where and when you're standing.
Precisely.
Then comes science. What does it say?
Time, in the eyes of physics, has never stood still. Our understanding has changed as we've changed. To the ancients, time flowed like a river, constant, eternal. Then came Newton, who described absolute time, unchanging, universal, ticking evenly no matter where you were. But Einstein shattered that certainty. With relativity, he showed that time is bound to motion and gravity. It bends, stretches, even slows. Stand tall, and your head ages slower than your feet. Fly among stars, and you age less than those on Earth. Time becomes elastic. Later came Minkowski, who introduced the idea of space-time, where time is the fourth dimension of the universe. No longer a backdrop, it became part of the fabric of existence.
And today, do we still see time this way?
Today, physicists peer deeper. In quantum mechanics, time behaves strangely, perhaps even disappearing. And in particle accelerators, scientists smash protons together to glimpse the earliest moments of the universe, searching for time's fundamental roots. Just recently, at CERN and Fermilab, experiments hint at particles that may break time symmetry, suggesting time might not be perfectly balanced between past and future.
So, time itself might not be symmetric?
Perhaps. Perhaps the arrow of time is etched into matter, or perhaps time as we know it is an illusion waiting to be redefined.
And at the edge of a black hole,
time stops.
Is there a universal now?
Not anymore, not anywhere.
And our clocks?
They vibrate with atoms, cesium singing seconds into being. The modern standard for measuring time was born in 1967, when physicists redefined the second based on the vibration frequency of the cesium-133 atom. The work of scientists like Lewis Essen and Jack Parry at the UK's National Physical Laboratory led to the first accurate atomic clock. In these devices, a microwave signal is tuned to match the energy difference in cesium atoms, producing the hyper-precise definition 1 second equals 9,192,631,770 vibrations. This discovery forms the beating heart of GPS systems, international timekeeping, and the very structure of digital life.
What of time in the mind?
It dances in the chambers of the mind. When you're bored, time stretches like taffy, each second sticky and slow. But in moments of joy, it slips by unnoticed, like sand through open fingers. Trauma makes time strange, slowing down during accidents, freezing in grief. And memory, oh, memory bends it. A song can collapse 10 years into a heartbeat. Children feel time as an ocean, wide, full and slow, because every experience is new, vivid and unfiltered. Adults, who live through routine, experience it like a stream, narrow, familiar, fast-moving. The mind does not measure time by clocks. It measures by moments that matter.
So, time is not just out there. It's in us.
Deeply.
What says the body?
Your cells know time. Light resets your rhythms. The brain delays reality by approximately 100 milliseconds, always slightly behind. Yet it predicts, pulses, aligns. This is why your sleep-wake cycles, digestion, and even your mood follow circadian rhythms, governed by a tiny region of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. But what happens when that delicate machinery is damaged? Consider Clive Wearing, a British musician who suffered viral encephalitis. His memory span now lasts just 20 seconds. Every moment is a reset, a first awakening. He lives perpetually in the now, writing over and over in his diary, "I am finally awake."
So, for him, time doesn't flow. It restarts.
Precisely. Without memory, time flattens. It becomes a series of disjointed flashes. Patient H.M., who had part of his hippocampus removed to treat epilepsy, couldn't form new memories either. He lived anchored in a past he couldn't escape.
Time, then, is not only measured, it's remembered.
And constructed. Your sense of past, present, and future, your inner timeline, is built moment by moment in the mind.
We live slightly in the past, while dreaming of the future.
As all creatures of time do.
And what about fiction stories?
Time splinters and folds. Hermione Granger turns it in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, a twist of the wrist, and she attends 2 classes at once, bending academic life to magical will. Phil Connors relives it in Groundhog Day, the same day over and over, forced to confront himself until meaning blooms from monotony. Joseph Cooper falls into it in Interstellar. Propelled through a black hole, he navigates time as both a physical dimension and an emotional bond, reaching back through gravity and love to save his daughter. In fiction, time becomes a tool of transformation. Time loops reveal what we ignore. Alternate timelines test our choices. Parallel worlds reflect our regrets and desires. From Doctor Who to Arrival, from Tenet to the Midnight Library, fiction asks not just what time is, but what we are within it. Time is possibility, a mirror that shows both fear and hope, regret and redemption.
We dream of breaking it.
And healing through it.
What about spirituality? What does the spirit feel?
Cycles, death and rebirth, moonlight rituals and sunlit fasts. The now, the sacred now, is a door through which many pass and few remain. In many spiritual traditions, this cycle is more than symbolic. It is lived through reincarnation. Time is not linear, but a spiral of lives returning again and again. In Hinduism and Buddhism, each soul is born, dies, and returns, carrying the imprint of past lives in the deep folds of memory and karma. To the soul, time is not ticking, it is ripening, each lifetime a season, each return a chance to grow, to remember, to awaken. Even in mystical Christianity, echoes of rebirth whisper through sacred texts. Time, in this sense, is not a ruler but a rhythm, and the soul dances to it, life after life.
Time as a teacher.
And a temple.
And the mystics.
They step out of time, not merely forward or back, but beyond. Mystics speak of visions in which past, present and future unfold together like pages of an open book. They glimpse what others cannot see, a truth unbound by clocks. The Akashic Scrolls, as they are sometimes called, are said to be a record of every thought, action and event, etched not in ink, but in consciousness itself. Those who enter such timeless space do not feel the rush of seconds, but the stillness of all moments converging. From the mystic Sufis to yogic sages, from seers in the desert to monks in silent meditation, many describe time not as a passing current, but a great ocean of presence. To step into this ocean is not to escape life, but to touch the hidden rhythm that underlies it all.
Timelessness.
And yet, not absence, but fullness.
How, then, do we live?
By shaping time. Habits ripple, reflection reframes, journals hold past selves like pressed flowers. Time management is more than calendars and alarms. It's the conscious act of choosing what to prioritize, how to pace your days, and where to place your energy. When you track your time, you begin to see where it slips away unnoticed. When you plan intentionally, you bend the arc of your future. Each habit becomes a thread in the fabric of your timeline, and each moment of presence becomes an anchor, grounding you in the now while shaping what comes next.
So, change begins with one tick.
And echoes beyond measure.
Thank you, Ancient One. You've given me more than knowledge. You've given me wonder.
Time is not yours to keep, but to honor. Walk gently and teach others to listen. And before you go, consider this, Milena. In Marcus Zusak's The Book Thief, the narrator is death itself, watching lives unfold during the devastation of World War II. The characters live each day beneath the looming shadow of impermanence. It poses an unspoken question. What do you do with your time when you don't know how much is left? If you were granted just 15 minutes beyond time, what would you do? What would you remember? What would you change?
Dear listeners, I hope you enjoyed this journey into the multifaceted world of time and its wonders. If you have a story, a reflection, or a question about time, I would love to hear from you. You can reach me at all.about.time.podcast@gmail.com. Thank you for dreaming through the layers of time with me today. I look forward to meeting you again on our next expedition, right here on All About Time.